Welcome, everyone. Before we begin with our program, we all know that anything to do with a baseball game starts off with the national anthem. We ask that you please stand if you are able and remove your hats. Please sing along with Ron Helgerson leading us off.
There's times in the national setting where the words sort of get
Welcome to the Heritage Pointe 4th Anniversary Follies. My name is Karen Ellison, the Community Light Director. Our Heritage players have prepared a salute to baseball. We will begin, as we always do, with our Hayseeds signature song, You Are My Sunshine, leading off with Spike Dolan on the accordion.
You mean there's been no improvement at all? Is that like baseball? It's not.
Arlene, let's start over. Well, Arlene, I don't think they sounded any better than the last few times they played.
Well, I guess you could say they improved a little since they have so far to go.
York Rockettes, the Heritage Pointe Rocket or Rockettes. We will begin playing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and during the second time playing, we ask that you all sing along with us. Number 19, Dee Rizzo. Number 19, Abby Hoffbeck. Number 14, Vicki Dolan. Number 14, Catherine McKinnon.
Well, they should. They go to morning exercise every day, all week.
We are proud to present our permanent guest poet, Mary Ann Zarzana, reading that old classic, Casey at the Bat.
Thank you very much. I first want to thank Chad Weifels at Borges for helping me with this outfit. Really appreciate it. I don't have pleats in my permanent wardrobe. I was going to start out first with a poem. Since it's the end of summer, how many of you have ever gone on a long family road trip? Couple people? Okay, so I'm from a family of 6, big Catholic family, and so this is called California Road Trip, July 1969. At 90, my father can still tell you how many miles he traveled in a yellow station wagon stuffed with us 6 children and my mother riding shotgun from Chicago to California and back. The exact gas mileage he got, how many KOAs we camped at, how many national parks we visited along the way. What I can tell you is how the red dirt at our KOA in Oklahoma covered our sneakers, shorts, everything in a rusty patina, as if we just landed on the red planet. What I can tell you is how the 8 of us circled a picnic table at a campsite tucked so high in the mountains of Yosemite that snow piles remained from last winter. And nearby, a mountain stream, our only water source, gurgled. In that moment, for once, we were all silent. No teasing, no laughing, just listening to the transistor radio. Through the static, hearing those words. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. And what else I can tell you is how a lifeguard sprinted into the ocean to rescue my father, who we all thought had only been waving to us on the shore. Now, when I hear the word undertow, I'm launched right back to that beach, to 13 years old, where I stand motionless on hot sand. Feel the pull of some dark, alternate universe. Stare into the waves at that one head bobbing up and down until the lifeguard reaches my father, brings him back to dry land, and I start breathing once again. line that day, the score stood 4-2, with but 1 inning more to play. And then when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a sickly silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to that hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could get but a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did also Jimmy Blake, and the former was a Lulu and the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim melancholy sat. For there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and the men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more there rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat. For Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into its hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in haughty grandeur there. Close by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. "That ain't my style," said Casey. "Strike one," the umpire said. From the benches, black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of the storm waves on a stern and distant shore. "Kill him! Kill the umpire!" shouted someone on the stand. And it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun spear flew. But Casey still ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echo answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strained, and they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer gone from Casey's lip, his teeth clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright, and the band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Ludlow. Mighty Casey has struck out.
Well, it's too bad Casey wasn't as humble as we are.
It must have been a tough game.
It wouldn't be baseball without that Abbott and Costello Classic. Who's on first? Of course, we don't have them here, but we do have the next best thing, with Dee Risdolf and Dwayne Warnke playing the part.
Hi, Dwayne.
Hey, Dee, did you know you were a baseball fan?
Well, there's so many fans here at Heritage Point, I thought I should join. So I'm hoping you help me learn a little bit about baseball.
Strange as it may seem, they give ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
Funny names?
Nicknames. Now, in St. What's on second? I don't know on third.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellows on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you who's on first, what's on second, I don't know on third.
But you know the fellows' names.
Yes,
When? Who plays first?
yes.
I mean the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The fellow playing first base.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who's on first?
What are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you who is on first.
Well, I'm asking you who is on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
When you pay off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it? And why not? Man entitled to it.
Who is?
Yes.
So who gets it?
Why shouldn't he? Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes, after all, the man earns it.
Who does?
Absolutely.
Well, all I'm trying to find out is the name of the guy on first base. As what's the name of the guy on first base?
Oh, no. What is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
St. Louis has a good infield or outfield.
Oh, absolutely.
The left fielder's name?
Why?
I don't know, I just thought I'd ask.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Then tell me who's playing left field.
Who's playing first?
Stay out of the infield. The left fielder's name?
Why?
Because.
Oh, he's our center field.
Wait a minute. You got a pitcher on this team.
Wouldn't this be a fine team without a pitcher?
Tell me the pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
Now, when the guy at bat bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I want to throw him out at first base, so I grab the ball and throw it to who?
No, that's the first thing you said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Okay, Fred, take it easy.
So it goes like this. Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it to? I don't know. I don't know throws it back to tomorrow. A triple play.
Yeah, could be,
Another guy gets up and it's a long ball to center.
because,
Why? I don't know and I don't care.
what was that?
I said I don't care.
That's our shortstop.
I had a little trouble following that. Just between us, who is on first?
Of course, he is.
Right here, we will take time out to present some local classes. 3 men who were recently inducted into the Marshall Athletics Hall of Fame. If you are here, please stand when I call your name. Ron Helgerson. Steve Kindren. Dallas Pluxdall. Thank you for the many hours of pleasure that you've given to our community. the local team and considered national champ, Yogi Berra. We now have one of our very own tenants, Marianne Kramer, who will give us a little background on Yogi Berra.
Well, folks, this is channel HPSL, broadcasting tonight from Heritage Point Senior Living. Before I introduce our guest of honor, I want to give you a little bit of background. He played for 19 years with the New York Yankees. He was catcher, manager, coach, and he played in 10 World Series championship teams. He's in the Hall of Fame, and he's considered one of the best catchers in baseball history. His given name was Lawrence Peter Berra, but he was affectionately called Yogi because he'd often sit like a yogi with his legs crossed. Tonight he's going to share some of his wisdom with us. Come on in, Yogi. Welcome.
Thank you, it's so good to be here.
I suppose you suffered through a lot of these interviews.
Oh, let me tell you, it's like deja vu all over again.
But you're so popular. Did you have any enemies?
Oh, let me tell you, Marianne, the list is long and it starts early. It depends on how brown the hash browns are. But I digress. Anyone who is popular is bound to be disliked.
Well, you're certainly a colorful figure. You've met with lots of colors. Any color you didn't ever come across?
You know, the only color I don't have is navy brown.
Well, you didn't get past the 8th grade.
Nope.
What did you do about educating your children?
Well, I'll tell you, Marianne, I'm just like you. I got like 14 and a half kids, all of them girls, except the boys. And I didn't buy them no encyclopedias. They had to walk to school just like me.
You have some amazing statistics.
And I do. Well, I'll tell you, half the lies they tell about me aren't true. I really didn't say everything I said.
Well, you played with a lot of great ball players. Did you learn anything from anybody else?
You can observe a lot just by watching. 90% of the game is half mental. You give 100% in the first half of the game, and if that isn't enough, in the second, you give what's left.
Was there anybody on the team that you really admired?
Oh, Charlie Keller. We called him King Kong, he was so big. He hits from both sides of the plate. He's amphibious.
How about players you didn't like so much?
Pitchers. I'll tell you what, those pitchers, they're all liars or crybabies.
Well, now on another subject. How do you feel about Little League?
Little League. Little League baseball is a good thing because it keeps the parents off the streets.
So what do you attribute the success of the Yankees to?
Our depth. We've got deep, deep depth.
You had to travel a lot. Was that kind of tough?
It was. The towels were so thick I could barely get my suitcase closed.
How about schedules? Did you have trouble meeting your schedules?
Well, when I know I was going to take the wrong train, I would leave early.
One way to do it. I understand you have a favorite restaurant in St. Louis.
Oh, it's so good, but nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded.
Now, you were playing ball when we had streakers.
I remember those days.
Were they men or women?
Well, you know, they have bags over their head. How am I supposed to know if they were
Well, you're known for advice. Do you have some for us now?
I do. Never answer anonymous letters. When you come to the fork in the road, take it. Always go to other people's funerals. Otherwise, they don't come to yours.
That's kind of interesting advice, but not everyone wanted advice from you, got it. I understand your wife asked you, where would you like to be buried?
I told her, you surprised me.
Do you believe in setting goals?
Goals are important. If you don't know where you're going, you might end up someplace else.
Any thoughts about the future?
Marianne, I'll tell you, the future ain't what it used to be.
Indeed it is. Thanks, Yogi.
God bless you. Thank you.
Incidentally, the real Yogi died in 2015 at age 90.
Well, I'm thirsty. I wonder how much more of this there is.
Well, it ain't over until it's over. That's right from the Yogi.
Anybody want beer?
How fitting that we are going to end our performance tonight with the Hayseeds by playing the Beer Barrel Polka. Please sing along with us. For the concept and content for our acts here tonight. Spike Dolan, who plays the accordion. And the rest of the Hayseeds. Marie Sullivan. Elaine Hamner. Ethel Johnson. Bea Patzer. Eichner, Debbie Hoffbeck, Vicki Dolan, Catherine Verkindren, Dee Rizzo, and Marianne Kramer. Dee Rizzo and Dwayne Warnke, who played Abbott and Costello. Sherry Johnson and Arlene Martins, who play the Kibitzers. Marianne Kramer for the reading, and Todd Kent for playing the part of Yogi Berra. Marianne Zarzana, our poet. Avira Thrift Shop, who continues to supply our Hayseeds band with our instruments. Karen for the A's jerseys and hats and many props you see here tonight. Edward Van Neville, our beer vendor, who, by the way, is 98 years, 11 months, and 7 days old. I believe he is the oldest beer vendor on record. I also want to mention that you will get our version of beer, peanuts, and popcorn free by visiting our bistro across the hall. You never know what we have planned next. So until next time, that's our program for today. Thank you guys for coming out.
Well, I tell you, if you put something on like this, and you got Karen, you got everything. She's just put herself in to do stuff, moved all the chairs and tables by herself, and just goes on and on, Miguel. So, anyway, Karen, take her going.